Welcome back to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, we now have Raiden, who is going to be played by Marth, and he is our first 4-star spirit, so prepare to watch me devastate a couple of fools. Even if I'm at a disadvantage, with a 4-star, I'll probably be okay. So, there we are, unlocking the Endless Smash Holding, which is a fantastic ability. And, let's fight Blaze the Cat to start off. So, Blaze the Cat is from the game Sonic Rush, or originally appeared in Sonic Rush. And she is a cat with pyrokinesis powers. She has free reign over fire. So here's a very fiery level. Yeah, holy shit. Fire Flower, Fiery Ground. And, you know, if you give her half a chance, she'll start spamming L-Fire as well. So, on that note, Blaze the Cat's quite interesting because not only does she appear in Sonic Rush as a princess from another dimension, but she's also in Sonic 06 as just a normal everyday jobber from the future. Sega couldn't quite decide her backstory, so they just gave her two different ones. I don't know what the actual canonical thing for Blaze is right now, but, you know, I don't think Sega cares that much, so there you are. Anyway, that's Blaze down. And by equipping Blaze, we can get a mouthful of curry, which gives us Fire Breath. Very nice. So, there is a spirit up there, but I'll come back to that later. For now, I want to deal with all these. Who first? Master Belch. Let's go for Master Belch. Master Belch is from Earthbound, or Mother 2. And he is a living pile of vomits. He is one of Gigas's minions. And when you first meet him, he enslaves a bunch of Mr. Saturns, and you have to free them from him. What's also interesting is that his major weakness is Fly Honey. If you acquire Fly Honey, it leaves him vulnerable, so to represent that, we have a horribly sticky level. So we're fighting the disgusting bath monster whilst covered in honey. Everything about this is bad. One thing about Master Belch as well is he appeared in an advert for, I believe it was Nintendo Power, for Earthbound, which basically said, "This game stinks." The joke being that, you know, he's a horrible pile of bath. But by having that be the slogan, "This game stinks," Earthbound had a really bad reputation for a while. People thought it was actually not a very good game. So, bad marketing. Anyway, next up we have the Iridescent Glint Beetle from Pikmin 2. These are a very rare encounter from that game. Most of them are found underground, but you can find them in two separate places above ground. When you encounter them, they generally do as this Squirtle is doing, they just try and avoid you. But if you do defeat them, then you end up with a bunch of treasures. Most importantly, you can get yourself pellets for different type of Pikmin. You can get yourself a spicy spray, which buffs your Pikmin. And you can even get nectar and treasure, all that good stuff. So, there we are. Now, the next one's interesting. I wasn't expecting this next one to be a final boss, but it totally is. This is Grill. Grill is the final boss of Kirby Superstar Stacker, which is a Kirby block arranging game. Kind of like Panel Dipon or Pokemon Puzzle League. And to represent a game where you have a bunch of blocks with stars on them, we have a battle with a ton of warp stars. Warp stars are pretty much instant kills if you land on your opponent with them, so yeah. That was quick and easy. More than the game probably expected it to be. Anyone else over here? Nope, I think I cleared this area out. I'm going to try my bit to clear areas before I move on to new ones, because I don't want to lose anybody. Here is Rabid Kong. So there's a big history behind this one. Basically, this is a reoccurring boss from Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, a game that for all intents and purposes, should not have been as good as it was, because it's basically Mario and the gang meeting the video game equivalent of the Minions from Despicable Me. In fact, to say that the Rabbids are like the Minions is so accurate, because Rayman himself got completely overshadowed by the Rabbids, side characters from his games. Much like Gru got completely sidelined by the Minions themselves. But anyway, he's a big damn bruiser, and now he is dead. And next up we have Pac-Man! Oh shit, here comes Pac-Man. I feel like if I sit here and try to honestly tell you who Pac-Man is, I would be insulting everybody's intelligence. You don't even need to know or like video games to know who Pac-Man is. I think cultural osmosis will get you there. But, what's interesting is how Pac is portrayed in Smash. He was first introduced in Smash 4. His trailer was dope because it just revealed him as a big yellow circle. It revealed him in his Waka Waka chompy form. But, yeah, no, he's basically an amalgamation of all of Pac-Man's different appearances. From his modern appearances to his classic one. He even has a bunch of attacks that call back to other Namco properties. The biggest one being his B move, where he summons an item, and if you hold it long enough, he can summon a bunch of different items from a bunch of different Namco games. In terms of playstyle, Pac-Man is a very tricky character, hard to play as, but I've seen people be good with Pac-Man, and he can be devastating, because he just sets up traps everywhere, and he doesn't give you a chance to move. Which, you know, makes sense, because that's how his game works. You know, it's all about navigating the maze and not getting trapped. Ooh, hello. Progress seems to be happening. Okay. Ooh. It seems a dungeon has emerged. Annoyingly, though, we can't actually get into that area yet, so we're going to have to revisit that. But in the meantime, let's take on some enemies. First of all, we have Sakura from Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Fates, in particular. Sakura is the youngest sister of Corrin. She is a shrine maiden, or rather a cleric, so she is slowly healing herself in this battle, which is pretty devastating and quite hard to deal with. And you'll notice that she's being assisted by a Corrin. I'm not sure if that's meant to be Corrin themselves, or if that's actually meant to be one of Sakura's retainers, Tsubaki or Hana. I think based on the coloration, it's probably one of the retainers. Anyway, this fight is absolutely fucking hard. When I first played this game, this fight took me like 5 or 6 attempts. This time around, I got incredibly lucky, and I got it in 1. But as you'll see, luck played into it. First of all, I had that Poxy Mine set up, which was perfect. I needed that. And at this point, you realise how devastating Isabelle can be as a character when she's being played properly. Just a bunch of annoying little jabs, which are really hard to deal with. And also that horrible fishing attack, where she just casts a fishing line that grabs you from a distance. It is a lot to deal with. And even though I don't have projectiles right now, even if I did, I couldn't use them. Because Isabelle could grab any projectile and throw it back at you at her leisure. So yeah, this is just me hoping for the best right now, because what with the constant healing and the fact that Isabelle's so hard to hit, things aren't looking great. So what I need to try and do is set up a perfect situation where I can get a finishing blow with a final smash. Oh, good lord. That fishing line is going to kill me if it hits me again. And done! That's what I needed. There goes Sakura. Whew, that one is difficult. That is probably even harder than the Brittany fight was. And the Brittany fight is literally broken. Because Pikmin. Alrighty, so that opens up a whole new area. Ooh, and reveals a button that I need to hit. I'll have to work my way over there. But first, I'm going to move down here. Here we have the Mites from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, the Subspace Emissary, the previous adventure mode that appeared in a Smash Bros. Game, or previous full campaign. The Subspace Emissary was very different to World of Light, because whereas this one is essentially just a bunch of matches, a bunch of themed matches, Subspace Emissary was like a full-on action platformer. There were actual levels to travel through, and there were a myriad of different enemies to defeat, Mites being one of them. I know that sounds better on paper, but oh my lord, did it get tedious. It kinda got boring after the halfway point, and it went on for fucking ever. So, yeah. And then you had the final level of it, which was a big F-off labyrinth, which went on for so long that it pretty much soured everybody's feelings about the whole campaign. It was absurd. And then you actually have the final boss of the Subspace Emissary, who just reeked of bullshit, but we'll get to him later. For now, we have the Mites. Cute little, multicolored alien friends. And, for our next 3 spirits, we're going to be taking on some mechanics. For some strange reason, we've got a big line of mechanics here. So first of all, we have Strangelove from Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Strangelove is British. I don't know why, I've got like a big list of traits. British, albino, bisexual, and trained by Alan Turing. She was responsible for the creation of the Peace Walker Metal Gear, which, if you don't defeat her quickly enough in this battle, will appear as a giant Rob and fuck your shop up. On top of that is the fact that she is the mother of Hal Emmerich, or Otaku, as we know him, so she is quite integral to Metal Gear's story. You'll notice that she has a Rage Blaster equipped. That is a really solid item that does more damage the more damage you, the player, have. Or the wielder. Anyway, next up we have Roll Casket. Roll is another mechanic, being the closest friend of Mega Man Volnuts from Mega Man Legends for the PlayStation 1 and N64. Roll is essentially your greatest companion in that game. You know, what with her mechanic skills, she can keep you fighting fit. And you'll notice that she's being assisted here by a little monkey. That is a reference to her pet monkey, Data. Mega Man Legends is another one of those series that I never really got to play. But after hearing that, you know, there was a huge demand for the 3rd game to come out, and then it was cancelled, and we've not had anything since, we've not heard of it since. I don't know, I feel like it's not really worth getting into. If I'm wrong on that, please do let me know. If it's worth trying Mega Man Legends. Anyways, pushing further on, we have Andy from Advance Wars. Just seeing Andy here really made me think, why the hell isn't there an Advance Wars representative in Smash Bros? Advance Wars would be so good for Smash Bros. It's basically Fire Emblem, but instead of sword people, it's little soldier people. You have little military men and APCs and tanks and all that jazz. But functionally, the gameplay is pretty much the same, so yeah, goddamn, I'm surprised that there's no Nintendo Wars character in general, because along with Advance Wars, you had the earlier games in the series, which I believe were just called SNES Wars, or Famicom Wars, rather. And for the GameCube, they even had a spin-off called Battalion Wars. There are a lot of Nintendo war games, and Andy is one of the commanders from Advance Wars. His ability is to heal its units if they receive a lot of damage. And that is represented in this fight by the fact that Andy, or Dr. Mario, healed himself when I bullied him enough. Not that that really helps when we're in a battlefield literally filled with explosions. So many explosions everywhere. This is just a constant cacophony of violence, this particular battle, and I approve. I am okay with this. Oh, good lord. Even the stage. Even the stage is committing to violence. Let's end this with some explosion. There we go. And if you're wondering why I wasn't attacking that smash ball, because of the way it's flipped, that one is a dud. It's actually explosive. If you break it, you die. So don't hit that smash ball. Oh, we can't even get in there yet. Yeah, as I said. So we're going to have to revisit that once we get a more capable hacker. Not one of the three that we've already encountered. So here is Ricky. Ricky is an animal companion from The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. Ricky is a boxing kangaroo. I think I didn't really need to explain that one. But they are being played right now by a Little Mac, which Little Mac as a character is devastating in all regards, except for the fact that he can't jump for shit. So to have a Little Mac that can jump properly is actually quite daunting. So I came into this battle slightly cautiously because, like I say, amidst the counters and the punch rushes and the high damage output and the ability to actually recover in this case, this fight had the potential to be difficult. Thankfully, I'm quite good with Mario, so all I need to do is get a nice opportune hit to the face. And that will be Ricky dealt with. Boom. And there he or she is. Nintendo themselves are actually unsure as to Ricky's gender. Which, you know, makes sense considering that Ricky is generally a guy's name, and also Ricky has a pouch. So, who knows? Anyway, Deku Link. Deku Link is the first form Link can take in Zelda Majora's Mask. In fact, he's pretty much cursed into the form and has no say either way. And being a Deku Scrub, he has the ability to shoot little pellets and float around with little flowers. So to represent that, we have Diddy Kong, who is shooting a shitload of peanuts. We have those lipsticks there, which represent his little flowers, his little hovering flowers. And also Deku Nuts, because of course. Good thing Deku Nuts are so horribly damaging if you take them directly to the face. Easy win. And moving on now. Our next spirit is going to be Calypso. Calypso is, I believe, the first female Kremling ever revealed in the Donkey Kong series. What with her being an unlockable character in Donkey Kong Barrel Blast, a Donkey Kong racing game for the GameCube, which a lot of people overlooked. And to represent her, we have Wendy, who, you know, is the one woman amongst the Koopalings, and is also riding a vehicle, so makes sense to me. That said, even though there are so many of her, they've all been somewhat nerfed to account for that, so this fight isn't all too difficult. It's just about getting those hits in, using your rock attack if you're playing as Kirby, which is pretty much a good way of getting through any battle against an AI. Smash Brothers AI are really bad at punishing or countering, so yeah. Anyway, that's Calypso. Nice and easy. Our next spirit, as we move towards this shop, is Beedle from the Wind Waker. So Beedle is a travelling shopkeeper who lives on an adorable little houseboat. He sells you all your basic, you know, amenities for the game, all the things that you'll need for your adventure. But on top of that, he has a massive soft spot for bugs. What with his name being so close to Beetle. So, to represent that, we have a battle where you have Shulk wearing nothing but pants, kind of like how Beedle himself wears very little clothing. We have Toon Link, who is Beedle's biggest customer. And we have a shitload of the Beetle item, which is one of the most overpowered items in the game. Against an AI who doesn't know how to button mash, that is pretty much an instant win if you hit them with it. It just drags you off of the level. Anyway, now we've unlocked Beedle, we have our first shop. So let's take a look at what he has. Beedle, as a shopkeeper, will generally have bugs, critters, small animals. Spirits based on small animals, so there is Pinsir, a bug-type Pokemon, and arguably not as small, but we have the Stork from Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, the Stork who was supposed to deliver Mario and Luigi to their parents. We're going to buy him because you can't actually get him anywhere else. That gives us immunity to strong winds, which can be very helpful. And, yeah, I think that's all we need for now. The shops actually do restock periodically, so it's worth checking them every couple of hours at the very least. Anyway, red Pikmin. These are arguably the most basic form of Pikmin. They are fire elementals, being immune to fire, and they do plenty of damage if you throw a shit ton of them at enemies. They stack quite well, and they do fire damage, so yeah. Speaking of fire, another fiery level. Lots and lots of lava, but what with Pikmin being all about strength in numbers and individually being kinda, you know, garbage, we have a bunch of very, very easy to kill enemies here. Any character who can deal with crowd control will be able to get through missions like this very easily. And just a heads up, there are a lot of Pikmin-themed spirit battles, so don't think that red Pikmin are the only ones we're going to experience. We have a few more to go yet. Alright, one more. Just need to try and finish him. There we are. Worth it. Worth getting my arse burned. That gives us resistance to lava floors, which would have been good for that battle, but there you are. And next thing we're going to do is watch Master Hand be a dick. Thanks for that. It's not like I needed that spirit or anything. I've got to find someone who can fix a bridge now. Anyway, Donkey Kong. The big DK. So, Donkey Kong has been around since the first Smash game. He has been pretty much consistently the moderately fast, heavy hitter character. One of the fastest heavies. And, yeah, in the right hands, Donkey Kong can be absolutely devastating. I am not the right hands. I am not great with Donkey Kong. I'll still try and use him, but know full well that I'm not going to be at my best. And, wow, given the fact that I'm playing as Raiden right now, I am absolutely devastating this ape. Just putting him to shame. The Donkey Kong design, as we know it, even though he is clearly a Nintendo property, is more... It's more a product of Rare Entertainment, because before they came along with the Donkey Kong Country series, DK was a lot more, well, a lot less endearing, more gross looking, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Who knows? So, next up, moving on from DK, we have Slashman from Mega Man 7. Slashman is a denizen of the jungle. When you fight him, he has incredible speed and, well, slash claws, obviously. As you can see, he's kind of like Wolverine. And he can also shoot out red adhesive, which makes it really hard to move. To represent the glue attack he has, we have a sticky level. Another sticky level. And you'll notice that this is a stamina battle. I didn't mention this before, but for battles against Robot Masters from Mega Man, and battles against Street Fighter characters, they're almost always stamina battles. For some reason, Capcom just really wanted authenticity with their spirit battles, so who knows, maybe they requested that they be based on HP instead of Smash's normal mechanic. Anyway, this is Squitter, probably the grossest name I have ever heard in my life. Squitter is one of the animal companions who you can get in Donkey Kong Country 2 and Donkey Kong Country 3. He is a spider, and he uses webbing. I know that's kind of obvious, given the whole gimmick of this battle, but you know, just in case anyone didn't put the pieces together. So all I need now is just a couple of well-aimed slashes, and I should be able to finish him off. Oh, good counter. And finishing blow. There we are. That is Squitter, down for the count. Squitter. Ugh. Ugh. Awful name. Alright, so, moving on, we have more crossroads. A lot of crossroads in this. But here is a battle against Morag from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So Morag is known as Lady Flamebringer, and the reason for that is that she has a fire blade named Bridget. Now, I know that when I say fire blade, you assume I mean a sword made out of fire, but no. In Xenoblade Chronicles 2, there are things named blades, which are basically... they're kind of like stands. They are invincible and summonable allies who can bestow you with powers. So, yeah, we have Morag's one Bridget here, which gives her fire-based abilities, and is something of a tank. And that's who the Palutena was. And also why we had more fire, lots of fire-related levels in this episode. Getting hot with this one. So, Venusaur! This fight is really, really cool. I like this in theory. Venusaur is the evolved form of Ivysaur, the final in the Bulbasaur evolutionary line. It is a grass and poison type, and to represent it, we have a giant Ivysaur. Just a big damn Ivysaur, because... yeah, Ivysaur just so happens to be in Smash. So that works out quite well. Anyway, here we are, trying to get a couple of good hits in. The only downside is, what with Ivysaur being so big, and being quite a devastating anti-air character, it's hard to get above them. But if you face them head-on, you're going to get hurt by the poison, so... this battle is all about finding those moments, those perfect moments to get in those hits. And there we are. Venusaur. Let's go press that button and see what it does. Huh. Okay, well, that's quite far off anyway. But that opened part of a gate for me. I'm sure that will come into play later. For now, let's meet Muddy Mole from Mole Mania. Mole Mania was a Game Boy game where you played as Muddy himself, and it was a puzzle game where you had to save your wife and your child from Farmer Jinbei. There's not really much more to it than that, but this is a very Mole-esque battle. You'll first notice that the level is the Great Cave Offensive from Kirby, so we already have a cave theme. Also pitfalls. Lots of pitfalls in this battle. Lots of trying not to get buried. And when you actually get the spirit itself, you even get a drill. So every ground-based attack and ability and item in this game is being embraced here. Good lord, Muddy Mole is causing me some issues. I need to not get killed by you right now. I need to not get killed. I need a finishing blow before you kill me with your final smash. And... nope. If I hit you with that pitfall, it would have dunked you. Come on. Nope. Yuck. Don't like that. Oh, good lord. I just need a finisher. There we are. Whew. That Muddy Mole was far more difficult than he needed to be there. Maybe Marth isn't my best character either. Or Raiden, I guess. Oh well, so the last one we're going to do for today is Leaf from Animal Crossing. Leaf is a sloth who was introduced into Animal Crossing New Leaf. He is a gardener, hence the fact that this level is going to be, you know, a flowery garden. That works. And you'll notice that it said that the enemy would be distracted by items. The items that spawn most in this particular match are the clock item, which, if you interact with them, have a chance of speeding you up or slowing you down, which works for the whole sloth thing. Particularly if you're slowed down by the watch. Let me go get that. Oh, you fucker. Let me get that. And easy kill. Now he's too slow to really do anything to me. Just need to actually try and land a hit. There we are. Going with a footstool. Another cheeky footstool. I rarely ever kill enemies with footstools by just jumping off their heads in Smash. But somehow I've done it twice in this LP, so I'll take that. Why not? That's good for me. Having a quick scout around to see if there's anything else nearby that I missed. I don't really think there is, so before we finish today, I'm just going to do one more quick thing. Let's go to the skill tree and check out how close we are to getting that double final smash. We have one. Oh, we can get two as well. And 150. Oh, so close yet so far, so we'll be getting that soon. For now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.